They could make it through
couldn't even do
DuPage
it.
County.
Nope, not on Ogden and Naperville and
Hands
Lyle.
across
It was hands across Chicagoland is what they called it. They wanted to go from Aurora all the way to Little Village because Ogden stretches.
Well, didn't they electorally go from Aurora?
Well, they draw districts like that,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Exactly.
how it goes.
I live in Oswego and I share a congressman with somebody in Chicago or something.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
No, but it does make sense because they're Democrats and we know what they are capable of. But yeah,
That is true. Well, I want my guests to introduce themselves. I'm going to start with Raquel over here.
Hello, everybody. This is Raquel. You've heard me with Babette before. So now I'm just here. I'm just enjoying myself to talk to you all out there in Radio Land. I am Raquel. I'm with Moms for America. And I'd like to call this our big organization show. We're going to talk to some great folks across Illinois who are doing things. So this is going to be one of those times where we get to just mingle with the folks who are doing things out in the street. So, yeah, I'm with Moms for America.
It's a great organization. You guys started so smart. I remember when Kim first started, I had her on my show, and now you guys are like just have blown up. It's amazing.
Yes, yes, we've grown and grown. So I am the National Deputy Political Director for Moms for America.
Ooh.
And
I know that big fancy title.
Yeah,
Is that one of those stuff?
Can I have one of those business cards with you?
I actually have one for you.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
just kidding. You guys are hilarious.
Okay.
So yes, I'm the National Deputy Political Director for Moms for America, and we're starting some new initiatives. I was definitely not floored, because we've gone through this process, these election cycles enough, but I was so upset. Let's roll up our sleeves. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna keep losing? Whatever. Why do we keep losing? We gotta figure out a way to win. So I worked with our team over at Moms for America. We've come up with a new initiative, and it is called 1 Million Moms.
Why not?
And we are gonna
Yeah.
get 1 million moms to get out there and sign up for vote by mail. So I can't wait for Carol to talk about this.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna get 1 million moms to sign up for vote by mail and bring some folks along too. Because let's be honest, we gotta play their game. If we don't play their game, we're gonna keep losing every time, and we are getting slammed by vote by mail.
We're tired of getting punched in the face.
Tired of getting punched in the face. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We're gonna just and we'll pepper it throughout our show and
Right.
talk about what's going on in the streets.
I'm inspired by that. That's really good because, moms, we can get it done. And, we can drive a minivan, pass out snacks in the back.
That's
As
right.
we're on the way to the soccer game, we multitask, and we can certainly do something. That is a brilliant idea. 1 million moms. We need people to get together. Because, Republicans, we always assume people are registered to vote. People are involved.
Yeah.
People know what's going on. And I don't know about you guys. I was shocked at how many people said, wait, there's an election in April? What primary is this?
I
just voted for
know.
Trump in November. What are you talking about? I'm like, what the? We have to be like Democrats. Everywhere they go, they ask you, are you registered to vote? Are you
Oh,
registered
yes,
to
they
vote?
do.
And
I
churches.
always, I would roll my eyes at that.
Well, I'm like, geez.
yeah.
So what do you mean? Everybody's
Well,
registered to vote.
Jeannie
And
also
also-
has a trick, not a trick, but a key question that she asks a lot of people,
Ooh.
even someone who's going to run for office. So if you're listening and you're thinking about running for office, at least be able to answer, who is your state representative?
Oh, and
Who's
a lot
your
of them
state
do not
senator?
They do not know.
They
A lot of
don't
folks don't know.
I'm just so surprised. They go, and I'm just like, okay, you don't have to know everything, but the state, because we always focus on national elections, but politics are local. You need to know who's voting on your taxing bills and, park district. Everybody's coming for you. And those are the people you need to know, because you might run into them at the Jewel and you can say, hey, why'd you vote for that? And it's so important. And just keep it on your phone on the notes. What do you go, gov.gov or something? Who's my representative.gov or something?
Right.
Put in your address. It'll tell you.
Just remember that
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
At least
The
know the
state
state
senate.
senator, your state
Exactly.
representative. And like Stephanie said, I used to love it. Mine was easy. Back in I had Amy Grant.
Right, and she's
so we
still
run
enough.
into each other at a Walgreens.
Right,
We're
right.
just over there,
Just chatting, right, yeah,
But
exactly.
here's another thing that you ladies need to focus on as well. That we are, in our circles, we have friends who have children who are out of town. They go to school out of town, and we are leaving votes on the table.
Yes, we are.
We haven't reached out to them and said, hey, did you make sure that you got your kid all set up to get vote by mail?
Are you
They can
kidding?
take
I
a
make
vote?
mine hop on the train. She goes to
come home.
school
But
out of this area. She's in another county, Crooked County. And I say, when am I picking you up at the train station, get here and vote? But that's a great point, Raquel, because there's other kids that are out of state. They're everywhere. We're leaving the votes on the table.
And the Democrats are targeting them harvest ballot harvesting on their campuses, getting them to
Right.
vote. I don't know if you guys have seen what Desi Anderson has done. She ran for state rep down, I believe, in Bloomington area, ISU, and what's Obama's old group and what they did with these same-day registration.
Oh, yeah.
And she
Jeannie
basically
had her on
lost.
The Real
Right, she's
Story.
pretty
She was
amazing.
on, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so we have to go. We don't like the sound of. We like to show up on election day. And
no,
vote.
you're not.
So we got to get over that.
Exactly. Let me tell you
New
something.
day.
I don't want to hear that I'm going to show up on my election
No.
day. This is just, by the way, this is
You
just.
said, "Oh, we hit a button." She's
You're right.
like, she fired
this
up
is,
now. She's
This
like,
is just for. Oh my goodness! So many. If you tell me that it's election day, are you kidding me? What happened in the last
French
election?
braid my hair,
right?
Take off my gold chain.
Yeah, that's
we,
right.
We're about to roll.
That's what I mean. Get the Vaseline. So, where are all those votes? Where are all the Trump votes that we should have gotten?
Well, I missed my
This
first-
is my question. How are we going to, they get a 40-day head start. How are we going to make that up in one day? That's mathematically
Exactly.
impossible. Anything can happen.
And anything can happen because I will admit it,
Uh-oh.
I'll be honest,
Confession.
I missed my first primary last year
Oh, my goodness.
in 15
That's why
years.
we lost. No, go ahead. She was that one
And
vote.
literally got there when they cut the line off.
What? See,
because I was sick and I really didn't think I could make
Michael
it.
Jordan
It
played in the
took
finals with the
everything
flu.
to get
You
to-
couldn't go vote. Michael Jordan had the flu, full-blown flu, and
okay.
still won.
All right.
Walter Payton broke his toe.
You know, but here she is. Oh,
But I'm saying I
I'm
was
sick.
never
I can't
more
vote.
devastated
you know,
than to miss
but you know,
that primary.
early voting, JB, when that worked with you, was he and I were the first in line to vote in DuPage County.
JP?
I'm sorry. And he wanted to be first, but his people were a little slower, so I got to cast my ballot first. I was like, winning.
JP Augustinovich, we're over here talking
look-
about you.
well,
He has this thing to be the first
one. Him and his
voter
sister
in
fight over that.
DuPage County.
So I was the first one for election day. Well, this is Stephanie Trussell, as Babette said. What am I doing? I'm a grandma. I spend a lot of time being a granny nanny with my 10-year-old granddaughter. She's a mini me, loves Trump. You know, my husband and I have a restaurant out in Lyle where we moved to in '94. We're so blessed to be able to feed our community because hot dog people are happy people. And so I'm just still, just paying attention, posting way too much on Facebook, I'm sure. A lot of crazy. When people run into me and say, I follow you on Facebook, I cover my eyes. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know it's ADD or ADHD, one of those Ds. I'm kind of all over the map. And just so happy to be able to talk to you guys. This is fun because you guys are so brilliant. I could just sit back and, I don't have to prep so much like I did yesterday because I know you guys are good. We won't have any dead airspace.
Well, we're gonna
Not with the three of us.
and we're gonna take a quick break here, everyone. We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna be back with an Illinois warrior that you have to hear from. Yeah.
For nearly a decade, AM 560 has marked the start of summer with a night of cigar smoking and great conversation. And this year, we've expanded Cigar Night to 2 nights. Wednesday, May 21st at Gobert's Farm in Pingree Grove, and Thursday, May 22nd at Gaelic Park in Oak Forest. Featuring the great Larry Elder, along with AM 560's Dan Proft and Sean Thompson. Tickets are on sale now at 560theanswer.com/cigar. That's 560theanswer.com/cigar. Sponsored by Opum Tax Advocates and attorney Stephen A. Leahy.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, Chicago's medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Weekend appointments available. Call now. 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Attention, hut! Listen up and listen up good. If you're tired of run-of-the-mill gifts, then get on over to aviatorfuel.com. You'll find unique military-style cocktail books and barware to go with it. At aviatorfuel.com, we've got the perfect gift for any soldier, sailor, Marine, or just red-blooded American. You'll especially love our military cocktail checklists, modeled off the real Army, Navy, and Marine pilot checklists that military aviators have used for decades. These award-winning books are authentic replicas, but instead of a procedure on how to handle an engine fire, you'll find the procedure for how to make a mojito, written with military jargon throughout. So pick up a cocktail checklist from aviatorfuel.com. Invite some old friends to share war stories over cocktails. Your perfect libation is inside the cocktail checklist. And don't forget matching military-themed barware. Go to aviatorfuel.com and get ready to raise a glass to the brave men and women who serve our country. That's aviatorfuel.com.
EasyCater is an online platform for ordering and managing food for the workplace. It streamlines your business deliverables, like paninis and power bowls for the client meeting. It's a tool that helps deliver ROI. That's raisin oatmeal integration at the company breakfast. EasyCater is a powerful project management solution, too. If the project is your monthly lunch and learn and the solution is, that is some tasty falafel. EasyCater, the easy way to get food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
We now return to The Real Story. Here's your host, Jeannie Ives.
Hey, welcome back to The Real Story with your guest hosts tonight, Babette, Raquel, and Stephanie. Okay, so we were just discussing what we've been up to in the last segment, and we're ready to bring on our first guest already tonight. Stephanie, could you tell us a little bit about Latasha?
Latasha Fields, her name should be familiar. She was also a candidate for lieutenant governor in the last cycle, and I got to know her even more, even though we were supposedly opponents, but it was all a friendly race. And Latasha now is known for, she's a home educator and parental rights advocate. Latasha is all about getting your kids out of government schools. I love how she just says it plain. Latasha Fields, welcome to the radio tonight, 560, as we fill in for Jeannie Ives.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stephanie. How you doing, Babette? I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Latasha. Listen, I first want to say this, and I'm going to say it real quick because we really want to hear from you. I am a big fan of yours, Latasha, and I'm all over your Instagram, okay? I just had to put that in there.
I'd also like to interrupt Latasha.
it.
I'd like to interrupt Latasha. Raquel here, Latasha.
Yeah, it's like, hey, don't miss her too. But you are all over. You're in Springfield. You are fearless, and most recently we've seen you on the front line, boots on the ground for that Illinois HB 2827. Hey, what's the big deal, Latasha? They just want to, make sure you're doing. It's nothing intrusive. It's just to register you and regulate what you're doing.
And wait a minute, protect the kids.
Protect the kids. Right. It's always
all for the kids.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal?
Yeah, so that's the part that got me, when she kept insinuating protecting the kids. And of course, I'm like, if you really wanted to protect kids, what about the babies in public school?
Mm-hmm.
Where we're all familiar with the education proficiency, So when we talk about education neglect, that's where the neglect is. When you have babies across the state of Illinois with only 35% are proficient in reading and only 28% are proficient in math. And then when you talk about abuse, as we're all fully aware of the sexual allegations in Illinois public schools, especially CPS and Chicago public schools. And so that was my biggest thing with Representative Tara Costa Howard. How dare you say you want to protect children, but the actual jurisdiction that you have power over, what you're elected to protect and serve, you're not doing it.
It's so funny when I first heard about it, I was a little late to the party. I reached out to Ted Dabrowski at Illinois Wire Points. I sent him a text. I said, "Give me the stats of all the government schools in Tara Costa Howard's district, the 42nd district. Like you said, 38 proficiency in this, 48% proficiency in that, but yet a 90-something proficiency in graduation rate. So you're graduating a bunch of folks that can't read it. Instead of trying to lift up the government schools, let's go after the one group that's doing it right. The one group that just simply wants to be left alone, the mom and papa bears that are homeschooling."
Yes, absolutely. And that's why, I categorize it as a pursuit. We have exited government education We're saving taxpayers millions of dollars by our children not being in government education. And quite frankly, we're doing it right. Children that are homeschooling are excelling. The SAT and the SAT scores, especially black children, they score 15 to 60% percentile points higher than their public school peers. So it was just insanity. And so that bill, HB 2827, like I told you, it was disingenuous. It's a draconian bill. It's just a dictatorship, and it's tyrannical.
Right. They didn't want, Latasha, they did not want you guys to show it could be done right at home. I truly believe that in my heart. And you know what? You said something else, because I don't think a lot of folks realize that there are black homeschoolers.
One of the largest growing groups now. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. It is phenomenally growing, and I'm so excited about that. So across the country right now, black homeschoolers are about 16%. So we are the fastest growing demographic homeschooling, because as we all know, COVID just removed a lot of veils off of parents' eyes. And so parents were able to see exactly what was being taught in the schools. And so for me and a lot of parents, the sexual indoctrination, the political indoctrination, is a lot of the reasons why parents chose to exit. And so with HB 2827, that's why I kept telling people that this was religious persecution. Regardless of your religious stance, it is religious persecution. Anytime that you have government trying to take away parents' rights, trying to take away your right and whatever you may believe, your standards, your values, it is religion. And then with this group, CRHE, that are the proponents of this group that's courting, Democratic legislators across the country, their whole objective is the LGBTQ plus ideology. And that in itself is religion. Anytime that you believe you're something different, that is a belief system. And so to label parents across the country as parental rights extremists because sexually explicit books have been banned out of libraries and out of public schools, and, parents, of course, are against gender surgery. They don't want their children's healthy organs mutilated, and they don't want their children learning the LGBTQ plus ideology. And so that's the part, if you will, Stephanie, you all, that they did not really want to speak about, that this bill is really about. Because we all know Illinois changed the school code in 2021 with the comprehensive sex ed, and the fact that the bill said that our homeschool portfolios, our education portfolios have to satisfy that standard. That's where I really took a real fight against that, because I'm saying, I know what this is about. This is about that we are not allowing you all to indoctrinate our kids.
Exactly. Natasha, this is Raquel here. This isn't over.
Absolutely not.
They're not done. They're not done.
No.
And they've done this before. They've done this. They keep trying to go after all the
never give up.
homeschoolers, right? It's like I don't know, what do you call it? The bad penny. Just keeps
or
popping back up.
You got to shoot it in the head and the heart, and they just pop right back up.
Or a nuclear cockroach.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned it, Latasha. I was listening to the national news. This is national. Out in Connecticut, 4,000 people showed up at their state capitol, and just as passionate as you, saying, no, we don't want your intervention. We just want to be left alone. And again, they did this before in Illinois. They keep doing it every so often. Then they realize when the test scores come out, they're like, then they back off. And they realize now, I think we have to make an example of everybody who sponsored this bill, support this bill. That's why this is a great time to get some people, if you want to get involved, get up and come on, either run for office or support somebody that is, because we have to let them know. I know we don't have any power in Springfield right now, but hey, the next election is not that far away. We got to let them know.
But we also have people who will not run. And that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's okay.
Which is why we have warriors like Latasha. Latasha, how can they get involved? I mean, I know you're specifically, I believe, in the city of Chicago, or maybe your network spreads wider. But I mean, you did it, and I know you're a busy woman.
Yes,
and you did it.
And if you want to, really quick, if you want to meet some amazing homeschool kids, I've been watching your kids grow up, and your little daughter has been running things since when she was 3. But the most poised kids, we'll go to an event where there are no other kids there. You won't hear a peep out of those kids in that room since I've been watching you. So
those are my favorite kids.
They are, they're awesome. So tell everybody, because people think, homeschool kids are weird, they're not socialized or whatever, and that's a myth that we've dispelled.
Not true.
So tell everybody how they too, even though they're telling you you're not qualified to homeschool your kids, it's not. You can do it if you really want to do it. So absolutely, homeschooling is
such a viable solution. I mean, I tell parents all the time, make it a lifestyle. You know, it's almost like, you know, take out the school word because that can be intimidating. It's your life with your babies, right? We've been doing this, my husband and I, we've been homeschooling almost 19 years now. Right. And so we have 2 homeschool graduates now. We have a homeschool to college grad, and now we have a homeschool grad. My son is going, actually, he's starting trade school tomorrow. So, you know, we got 2 down, 2 more to go. And so that's what I tell parents, you know, don't try to mimic the public school. Relax, literally relax. Love on your children. Learn who they are, because a lot of us, you know, we have outsourced our children for so long. We really don't know our children in that way. We
perfect
feed them, we
way to put it. Yep.
We clothe them, we house them, but we really don't know them academically, if you will. Sometimes we don't really even know their character, their personality. And so homeschooling just affords us such a beautiful opportunity to get to know our children in a way that we never anticipated, we never desired. So I tell parents when you first start homeschooling, learn how your children learn, and then learn how you learn as well, because I tell people all the time, you know, I went to public school, but, you know, everything that I know now and I say I've learned since I've been homeschooling my children. So for me, I say I've been homeschooled, because I had to relearn,
right,
especially our history. I'm telling you guys, I had to. Oh my God, it just blew my mind, and that just made me more angry with the public school. I'm like, you guys are not. You know. And
Latasha said, "Wait a minute, I forgot about that. Wait a minute."
And as we can tell, guys, they're not teaching civics and the Constitution, because you interact with these conversations with these people. They have no clue, and that's sad, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a beautiful thing. So if that's the one thing that I can leave with parents, just get to know your kids. Just love on your kids. It's just the best way to protect them. It's the best way to instill your values and your belief system in them. And more importantly, again, it's the best way to get to know them. And I tell people all the time, my baby is 28 years old. There's so much that I know. There's so many bullets I know we dodged because she was not involved in that public school environment. She was not exposed to so many things, you know. So I was there when she had every waking moment, every question, becoming a young lady, everything. Mommy was there, right? So it was no tears in her ears. She wasn't learning from other little silly 16-year-olds, a little silly 13-year-olds, you know.
Right.
So, you know, so it was just like, it was just so many things that I know. I was a bad teenager. I know what was
Okay,
going
I'm like, wait a minute, Latasha.
Right?
You're taking away all the fun of it.
Well, Latasha, we have about 20 seconds left.
Yes.
How do people follow you?
They can follow me on all social media at Latasha H. Fields. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
You're awesome, Latasha.
You're amazing. Yeah.
All right, everyone. That was Latasha Fields. You can hear the passion in her voice. We'll be right back with The Real Story on AM 560, The Answer.
For nearly a decade, AM 560 has marked the start of summer with a night of cigar smoking and great conversation. And this year, we've expanded Cigar Night to 2 nights. Wednesday, May 21st at Gobert's Farm in Pingree Grove. And Thursday, May 22nd at Gaelic Park in Oak Forest. Featuring the great Larry Elder, along with AM 560's Dan Proft and Sean Thompson. Tickets are on sale now at 560theanswer.com/cigar. That's 560theanswer.com/cigar. Sponsored by Liberty Cigar Company.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Tom Regani. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with cancer. Fox's Joel Nato has details.
His office says former President Biden was seen last week by doctors after urinary symptoms, and they found a prostate nodule. Now they say he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and some of those cancer cells have spread to the bone.
A statement says the former president and his family are exploring treatment options. 7 inmates are still on the run after 10 broke out of a New Orleans jail Friday. Louisiana State Police Superintendent Colonel Robert Hodges says investigators are getting help from the FBI, ATF, and others.
State Police, along with our partners, has air assets in the air, drone, criminal intelligence, detectives, patrol troopers, as well as uniformed officers from other local agencies.
America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting outside, getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pains, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your life. Head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4RELIEF and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Relief Factor is the daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by a team of doctors, it uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask the pain, it helps reduce or eliminate eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take Relief Factor, the more effective it is to get your days going without any pain. See if we can get you out of pain by taking their 3-week quick start. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Simply call 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, neck, shoulders, hips, knees, don't let it keep you from living the life you want to live. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800, the number 4-RELIEF. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Set sail August 16th through the 23rd on the Patriots Alaska Cruise with me, Mike Gallagher, and our friends Larry Elder and Jennifer Horn, Joe Piscopo. Experience breathtaking glaciers, fjords, and wildlife, all while diving into critical discussions about America's future with hundreds of like-minded patriots on the ship. Cabins are going fast. Text TRAVEL to 94878 right now to secure your spot before it's too late. Just text the keyword TRAVEL to 94878 for the Patriots Alaska Cruise.
You can hear this today at PragerTopia.com.
Hello, Dennis Prager. I called you about 3 or 4 years ago to ask you how you live with someone else who is so unhappy all the time. Since that time, we've had 2 grandchildren born, which have brought the joy and happiness that is unbelievable into my husband and my life.
Hear the entire episode. It's for Pragertopia members only. Go to PragerTopia.com.
You need a construction company, but who?
Call Crosscom.
A construction company you can trust that shares your Christian and conservative values. For decades, Crosscom has been doing work in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and Wisconsin. Roofs, siding, windows, doors, gutters, basically everything for your home or business, even solar. Quality work and professional services that make you feel great about your decision to work with Crosscom.
Call Crosscom.
630-871-5500. Give them a chance to earn your business. If your repairs are due to storm, fire, or flood damage, you need to
call Crosscom.
They're licensed public adjusters. They work for you, not the insurance company. Crosscom will work to get you the money you deserve, the maximum payout. They know the insurance companies and how to deal with them. They win for you.
Call Crosscom.
Crosscom Construction and Public Adjusters.
This is Dan Lights with Crosscom. You can trust us with your home or business for high quality work and fair prices. It's the only way we do business.
630-871-5500. CrosscomPublicAdjusters.com.
Are you looking for a peaceful and enduring resting place for yourself or a loved one? Discover Fairview Memorial Park in North Lake, Illinois, a tranquil haven where your family's legacy can be honored for generations. We're excited to announce the upcoming completion of our beautiful new garden mausoleum opening this spring, offering both above-ground burial and cremation options. This serene space is surrounded by meticulously maintained landscaping and beautiful trees. With limited space available in our mausoleum, now's the time to plan ahead. Reserve your family's place today with prices starting around $7,000. And for a limited time, take advantage of a $500 discount when you pre-purchase a crypt. To learn more or secure your spot, visit fairview-memorialpark.com. That's fairview-memorialpark.com. Or stop by Fairview Memorial Park at 900 North Wolf Road in North Lake. Fairview Memorial Park. Peacefully beautiful.
The Real Story with Jeannie Ives continues on AM 560. The Answer.
All righty. Welcome back. This is Babette with The Real Story with my co-hosts, Raquel and Stephanie. And we just were listening to Latasha Fields talk about the homeschooling and what they're doing, and she's just such a dynamo. I mean, that was just so enjoyable to speak to her. And like she said, she's on all social media. I know I see her a lot on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not sure if I've seen her on X. She may be on there. I don't spend as much time on there since, when Twitter was, kind of repressing all of us over there.
Well, it's so funny. After he bought it, I simply reposted something, saved it from Facebook, posted it on X, just the definition of a fetus. Nothing graphic, nothing crazy. I got kicked off of X, and they said, if you'd like to repeal this, click this button. Every time I do that, it just spins. So I lost all of my Twitter X followers because they just I don't even know. I was so frustrated by it. I'm like, what did I do? But And this is after Elon bought it, so I don't know. Oh my God. So
I don't know. You might still have some of those old bots because I heard some other folks got dinged like right after, and it took them a while to give you your followers back because I dropped down to like 1,400 and I was at 4,000 or something. And just recently, I noticed my numbers went back up again. So
well, I guess
I'm not trying to badmouth it. I just when I go over there, it's like it's a vast wasteland of humanity.
So, Democrats are off of it now, right? Because they don't.
No,
like
they're
him.
still on, and they say some pretty. They're still.
Well, Raquel's biggest nemesis that was on when it was called Twitter, a famous singer, by the way. He's on that new one now, Blue Sky. He couldn't take the heat. He could not take the heat.
John Legend and Malcolm Jamal Warner. They blocked me in the same night.
Oh, look, high five. I've been blocked by Cher.
Oh, hey.
Oscar winners. Yep. I'm like,
wait,
everyone.
You guys got the big boys. I got the book author. I can't think of his name right. I mean, he's a really big author.
Oh, I think
he
I
came
John
after
Grisham.
me.
No.
He came after me and the other good friend of mine who's an author.
Is it Stephen King?
It was Stephen King.
Okay, yeah,
he came after me and Brad Thor.
I'm jealous now. I'm like, wow. And I've been blocked by Jesse Jackson, the senior, and I've been blocked by him.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to think, maybe Al Sharpton, too. You know, I didn't say much. It doesn't take much for them. You just push back a little bit, and they're like, block.
They're like, block, and hit the magic key and the magic button. Like, that really does something over there.
I got blocked by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Wow.
Really?
I would have loved to have seen that exchange.
Personal moment of pride.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome.
Right.
That's our producer, George. George over there got blocked by someone.
We all have these bona fides. Who'd you been blocked by?
Right.
Oh, and I had Patterson. It was really that really hurt my feelings because I was a big Patterson.
My mother and my daughter love him.
I love Patterson. I have like a whole
his
the whole
collection.
Series.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too, and of course Thor, who is a good friend of mine.
Right.
I've got all his books and stuff. But Patterson, you're psycho. He puts. I wasn't even talking to
You should
him.
have said racist. No,
right.
You
He
can't
was
call a
looking
black
at
woman,
my tweets, and I think Trump was running for the first time over there, and I have just put my feet, landed both feet on the Trump train, and Patterson lost it.
How dare you?
I know. He just unfriended, block. And
we have to get on TikTok, I guess. A lot of political people are using that now. And we have to get, I guess old people like us, I'm older than the two of you, not put together, but I'm older than you, so I love Facebook. And I'm, again, shunned on Twitter, but people keep saying, you got to go to TikTok. But I'm like,
it has been a conservative takeover, but Gen Z, there's a good number of them that are going conservative because
they graduated in 2020.
Right.
They didn't get a prom. They didn't get their senior year of football and basketball and everything else.
And they watched that big real estate market and the crash in the economy, and they saw that. I think we have Tom Sedeka on the line.
We do. Do you want to do a break quick and then go to him, or you want to hit him right away?
I think we'll just go ahead and we're going to take a quick break here.
Okay, awesome.
And then we'll bring Tom Sedeka with Freedom Square, good friend of mine, onto the real story. So we'll be right back after this break.
Franklin Energy Services, LLC, is seeking a Technical Manager 1 in Chicago, Illinois, responsible for providing technical management and leadership for energy efficiency and grid optimization programs and products. Bachelor's or equivalent in chemical, mechanical, or environmental engineering or environmental management, plus 3 years of experience as an engineer in the energy efficiency industry, plus demonstrated experience. Salary is $116,438 per year. To learn more or apply, send resume to Danielle.CHARALAMBOS@franklinenergy.com, reference number HGN25.
The following advertisement includes a celebrity impersonation.
The summer heat in Chicagoland is no joke. And if your old air conditioner is making funny noises, you may already know it's time for a new unit.
Look, your air conditioner, it's a disaster. People are telling me it's the worst ever.
Don't sweat it, literally. When it comes to cooling your home, Air Right Heating and Cooling does it the best.
And they love our country. Beautiful people.
Rebates are still available, financing is flexible, and at Air Right installations are smooth and professional with no surprises.
It's beautiful. Some people say it's the coolest air anyone's ever felt. I don't know. That's just what they're saying. It's doing an incredible job. Really tremendous.
Plus, tell them AM 560 sent you, and Air Right will give you $56 off any service. Visit Air Right Heating and Cooling today at AIR-RITE.com. Again, that's AIR-RITE.com. Air Right Heating and Cooling, doing it right since 1959.
Mike Gallagher here. Don't risk losing the trusted news, traffic, sports, and weather you get from AM radio stations. It's time to make your voice heard. We need Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars. When internet and cell service is out, AM could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now. Text AM to 39179. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
Now, more of The Real Story with your host, Jeannie Ives.
Hey, welcome back. Okay, we went to break, and I was just saying how we were bringing Tom Sadeka of Freedom Square and Freedom Chamber. I think he's on the air to join us to tell us all about that. So do we have Tom on the line?
Yes, you do.
Hey, Tom, you're joining.
Hey, Tom.
You're joining Babette, Raquel, and Stephanie.
Oh, my gosh. The Three Musketeers. What? I mean, gosh, that's quite the combo. That's a power punch right there. That's a 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Well, hopefully you're all doing well.
Yes.
No complaints yet. Doing well.
Well, I'm doing well now that I hear Tom. I used to work with Tom, you guys.
Okay.
Tom, I see Tom. He looked at me. I look at. For some reason, we crack up laughing. I don't know what was there. Tom, I asked you to join us tonight because, Freedom Square, Freedom Chamber. I mean, you stay busy. But the thing is that I keep seeing on social media often people are saying, well, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have people doing this, we don't have people doing that. Can you give the folks a little bit of an idea and some of the flavor of what Freedom Square is and Freedom Chamber?
Sure, absolutely. Well, thank you for the opportunity to do so. We launched Freedom Chamber or Freedom Square about really 3 years ago. It had been in the works for a while. We put it out there, and then we ended up going under a reiteration, redesign, and came out with an app. And the idea is to, we've aggregated what we believe are great sources of news. In the conservative side of the news, we selected 28 groups that we feel are very good. Actually, 27 that are very good, and one that is questionable, being Fox News. Now and then they'll put out some good news, but Fox has really, really become kind of I don't know. There's somebody to watch because they seem to be susceptible to outside forces.
Yeah,
and we could see that particularly in 2020 during COVID. It's unfortunate, really, but our other groups, Breitbart and Legal Insurrection and Daily Wire and Town Hall, really you get some great news you're not really seeing. Certainly not in the mainstream.
Right.
We've not seen real news in the mainstream for probably 2008, since Obama began to run. We had, all of a sudden we got narratives. We got narratives after narratives. We got, business reporting that has been subject, dubious at times. And we're finding out more and more now about the labor reports under the Biden era. Being way overstated and then having to be adjusted, later on somewhat quietly. So we wanted to give a place for folks where they can just go in, sign up with your email address. You get a daily email showing you the top stories, highlighting some of the businesses in our business directory, and one of our resources and podcasters. We've got about 175 podcasts there. And just when you have you register when you just put your email in, and you're able to grab those podcasts. So a lot of folks that and certainly a lot of young and up and coming folks that are there. So that's the Freedom Square environment.
It's like a one-stop shop for conservatives. It really is, or just freedom-loving people in general. I know I get the email, and you're right. It's a daily, and it is so on top of what's currently going on. It's the way that I can keep up with everything else. And then you just recently added a freedom chamber.
Yes, there was something. I've been for years. I've been talking with Gary Rabine and Dave Santrella, the CEO of Salem, and in fact, Dave and I, when he was in Chicago years ago, we started a conservative business network out of Salem. That we brought a group of companies together that we focused on referring each other business and that and. After talking to JCN and Rabine and such, it's like, we need something on a national scale because the U.S. Chamber is not representing Main Street anymore. They've gone globalist probably 20 years ago. The NFIB seems to have lost their way a little bit and not providing great representation. So with Job Creators Network, Alfredo Ortiz and his team as our advocates in D.C., we started the Freedom Chamber, and that is, we've got companies around the country, from one employee up to our largest company's got probably 1,200 employees. But you get a great community. We're starting to leverage the economies of scale of our group so that people can take advantage of great benefits. One of the great benefits is offered by Epoch Times, and I think, Raquel, we were crossing paths at Shenyun 2 weeks ago.
I know, and I missed you. I wish that I was out with you guys when you went to go see Shenyun. Did you enjoy it?
My daughter was there, and she took a picture with Tom and the group.
See?
My youngest one.
I missed my Tom picture.
Daughter.
Yep, you met Skylar. Yeah.
I'm so upset about that, Tom.
The show was phenomenal. I mean, there's celebrating 5,000 years of culture and heritage before communism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they even touched about the impacts of communism, which was really well done, and sort of their combination of the digital technology going back and forth with the onstage performance was incredible. So really a fantastic story.
It certainly was.
Epoch is one of our co-founders, and they offer our members, business members, 40% off of digital and print advertising, for example.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And the other thing that's great is they're in 35 countries, 23 languages, and any members that are doing anything internationally or want to get internationally, that's a great way and an inexpensive way to start reaching out in a marketing effort that way. Probably the biggest thing that came out this year for us is a group health solution for our members. So for employers of three employees or more, 3 to 500, we have a solution. 500 up to 10,000, we have
that is great
solution. And the one for 3 employees to 500 is a PPO model with a concierge care component that takes a different approach to healthcare. But I moved my team from United Healthcare, and we save 52% a year.
That's fantastic. That is really.
And what about the level of service?
The level of service is even better, particularly with the concierge care. It's called our guardianship plan. They engage you and guide you and help you with setting the type of right appointments, making sure you're getting the right doctor and network in the hospital, or hospital in the network. The network is big. It's a great solution. So
that's awesome.
That plus the opportunity for members to find each other in the community.
Now, Tom,
is huge. So they could find a client, a vendor.
Right.
Yes.
Now, how do they sign up for this? Because I don't want people to miss this as we're winding down here before the next break.
Just go to freedomchamber.net.
Okay.
And take a look at it there, and on just about every page there's a Join Now button. Hit Join Now. You'll be shocked at the annual membership rate is very low.
And it sounds like you get a
get.
lot for your investment, for your time. Take a look at it, and you can go to freedomsquare.com. Thank you, Tom, for joining us. I'm sorry we're running short on time.
Thank you,
here.
ladies.
All right,
Take
thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we'll be right back with the real story.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike is offering the best deal on his Giza Dreams bed sheets. Any size and any color, just $49.98. That's right, you can even get queens, kings, split kings, and cow kings. Any size and any color, just $49.98. Order now because when they're gone, they're gone. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you'll receive $100 in free digital gifts. Call 800-489-0201. Use promo code LIBERTY or go to mypillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code LIBERTY for the amazing offer of $49.98 on the Giza Dreams sheets, any size and any color. That number again is 800-489-0201. Promo code LIBERTY.
You need a construction company, but who?
Call Crosscom.
A construction company you can trust that shares your Christian and conservative values. For decades, Crosscom has been doing work in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and Wisconsin. Roofs, siding, windows, doors, gutters, basically everything for your home or business, even solar. Quality work and professional services that make you feel great about your decision to work with Crosscom.
Call Crosscom.
630-871-5500. Give them a chance to earn your business. If your repairs are due to storm, fire, or flood damage, you need to
call Crosscom.
They're licensed public adjusters. They work for you, not the insurance company. Crosscom will work to get you the money you deserve, the maximum payout. They know the insurance companies and how to deal with them. They win for you.
Call Crosscom.
Crosscom Construction and Public Adjusters.
This is Dan Lights with Crosscom. You can trust us with your home or business for high-quality work and fair prices. It's the only way we do business.
630-871-5500. CrosscomPublicAdjusters.com.
We now return to the real story. Here's your host, Jeannie Ives.
You know, every time it says Jeannie Ives, I look around.
You're like, where is she? You know,
Looking for Blondie.
taking a well-deserved day off.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
by the way, they can catch Jeannie Ives, I believe, tomorrow morning on the air with Dan
That's
Proft.
right. She will be.
And just so you all know, we did not stuff Jeannie in the closet and take over her show.
That
She
didn't happen at all.
No.
Right,
it
right.
didn't
It's
happen.
No matter if you hear banging, that's not her. Right. Yeah.
She actually had to attend a very joyful family event tonight. So
She's really busy. New grandbabies, traveling, kids
know.
graduate. She's very blessed. And,
a future wedding coming up,
yes, a
and
little-
I mean, she stays busy over there. But when you're a mom of five,
yeah, well, I can totally relate. She and I both mama five, both football.
That's
former
right. You're
football
mama
moms,
five. Yeah,
right. You know, so I certainly, she's so blessed to have so many different events to go to celebrate her
I
family.
was a football aunt.
Oh, football. Oh, very
yeah,
good.
I was.
Bowling
And,
Brook, right?
by the way,
Auntie
just so
goes
you
to
know,
all home
Jeannie,
games, boys.
Yeah,
Auntie
that's
goes to
right.
all home games.
Auntie Raquel. Did
Right,
she?
I go to
And
all
they-
home games.
Were they Bowling Brook? That's a football.
No, they were Plainfield East.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's a newer school.
Oh, that's
Very
a
good.
rough. No, they
All
were
those
tough
districts
over there.
are pretty serious football. Yeah, right.
Well, not at that time. They really were terrible.
You know, Jeannie just said we sounded great. You would think she would call in and join us for a hot minute over here. We're just going to take over the whole darn thing over
Right,
here.
exactly. Well, we have to talk about our former president, and we wish Joe Biden, they've come out with the diagnosis, and we pray that he gets all the attention, medical attention, the best of the best, and it's horrible. You just retire and get diagnosed with something. You want to be able to enjoy your retirement years, and so we just want to, politics aside, right? We just don't wish anything bad on him, and we just want him to get healthy. And they said the family is thinking about what treatment they're going to do or whatever. So just thoughts and prayers with former President Biden.
But I would like to add this little bit, though. You know, I got caught up in this medical drama on Netflix, you guys. And there's
What's the name of it?
It's like it was a rerun. It went 6 seasons, so I got stuck watching 6
Oh,
seasons,
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
all in
That's
too.
bad. You were in the pit. You couldn't
I
get
was
out.
in there.
Right.
I wasn't
Yeah.
getting out of it, and it starred Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Oh my goodness.
The same one who banned you on
He didn't
Twitter.
block you from Netflix. You can't watch my shows.
I know,
either.
I know.
Sign
Well,
into
any-
X to
any-
continue watching.
Well,
my
at any
God.
rate, the point that I was about to bring up is that one of the things that the show did kind of highlight new treatments or whatever. And so this might actually highlight new treatments for men who have prostate issues. And I'm hoping that that's what it does, highlight new treatments in cancer and treating prostate cancer. You know, men's health is very important. We need our men. And so I
open
just
up the jars for us. No, I'm totally
at least
right. No, we need
and
men.
move
Right.
along and take out the garbage and
Right.
kill bugs.
Spider.
I'm a spider killing machine.
Oh, okay.
That's
very
what I'm
good.
talking about. You come on over. There's
I don't
this
mind
little guy.
spiders, but if a mouse gets in my house, he can have it. I'm leaving, and that's it. You can pay the mortgage. I'm
Listen
out of
to
here.
these two. They talk about
I
a
don't-
mouse. I feel like a mouse because they keep telling me they can't see me.
I can't see
I
over the
swear
screen.
I'm
I
that
can only
short. For
see her
everyone
eyes.
watching the stream, if you want to stick up for Babette, raise your hands in the comment
the powers
section
that
over
be
there.
need to invest in one of those little IKEA step stools. They were $5 just so Babette, so we can
This
see
is what
her.
I'm dealing with over here. We are going to be coming back in the second half, you guys, you know, with Carol Davis
Yes.
on some election
We got some
integrity.
great guests today.
We do have
did a
some
good
really
job.
great people here tonight for folks. Just a resource so you know what's going on, what's happening. So we'll be right back to join the real story. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to hear from Carol
5850.
Davis.
Oh,
You
we've
gotta
got
go
a couple. We've got a
5850.
couple seconds here.
He
jumped the gun.
said, listen to my producer over here. He's
Okay,
like,
well,
Babette tried to go on break.
Babette and
Won't be
Stephanie.
tolerating that.
Raquel can finish her point about men's health.
Okay.
And making sure.
Actually,
and
I could make a quick point on
please
a certain
do.
men's health.
You're a man.
This is only the latest thing to afflict Joe Biden, right?
Oh,
and
that's
it's something physical, and nobody wishes that on anybody. But
Right.
we have to recognize, and they are at this point recognizing how bad his mental state was. So why didn't we have President Kamala Harris for 6 months?
You stole mine.
Oh, you stole
I
her.
was going to talk about that, George.
Well, that's all right. Now you only got 8 seconds.
You see what they do?
Are you
Y'all see
listening,
what
Mommy?
this is like tonight? This is a Babette run over. We'll be
Right.
right back after this break.
Can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidiscipline practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer Chicago.
A serious health issue for the former president. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Joe Biden is diagnosed with cancer.
His office says former President Biden was seen last week by doctors after urinary symptoms, and they found a prostate nodule. Now they say he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and some of those cancer cells have spread to the bone. His office said while this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The Mayo Clinic says prostate cancer is one of the most common types of cancer, and it often grows slowly. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Strong storm slamming the central U.S. St. Louis hard hit, at least 5 people killed, and Mayor Kara Spencer estimates over $1 billion in property damage.
This is going to be a long recovery because the destruction is truly phenomenal.
More severe weather expected over the next week. People in Kentucky are picking up the pieces after the weekend storms. At least 28 are dead. Fox's Garrett Tenney is in Sunshine Hills.
Search and rescue efforts are still ongoing. They say that number could still go up. Folks are out here today searching through the rubble, personal belongings, getting any mementos they can and trying to see what's left and how it is that they're going to be moving forward. Kentucky's governor has requested a federal disaster declaration. That is going to be in the works. They said so far they've gotten all the help that they have asked for from the federal government.
About 11,000 customers are still without power in Kentucky. Law enforcement increasing the reward for the capture of inmates who escaped from a New Orleans jail by fleeing through a hole behind a toilet. 7 of the 10 escapees are still on the loose, and the FBI is offering $10,000 per inmate for information leading to their capture. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Partly cloudy and chilly overnight with a low 44. Turning cloudy and breezy tomorrow with a shower in the afternoon with a high 59. Cloudy and breezy tomorrow night with a couple of late night showers with a low 48. Rain at times on Tuesday, windy and cool with a high 53. Breezy with occasional rain Tuesday night with a low 48. I'm Ruth O'Brien on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
Hut, hut. Listen up and listen up good. If you're tired of run-of-the-mill gifts, then get on over to aviatorfuel.com. You'll find unique military-style cocktail books and barware to go with it. At aviatorfuel.com, we've got the perfect gift for any soldier, sailor, Marine, or just red-blooded American. You'll especially love our military cocktail checklists, modeled off the real Army, Navy, and Marine pilot checklists that military aviators have used for decades. These award-winning books are authentic replicas, but instead of a procedure on how to handle an engine fire, you'll find the procedure for how to make a mojito, written with military jargon throughout. So pick up a cocktail checklist from aviatorfuel.com. Invite some old friends to share war stories over cocktails. Your perfect libation is inside the cocktail checklist. And don't forget matching military-themed barware. Go to aviatorfuel.com and get ready to raise a glass to the brave men and women who serve our country. That's aviatorfuel.com.
8 years. It has been 8 years since QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. Hi, Amy Jacobson here, and this is remarkable. Using regenerative cell therapy to restore tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. Listen, it's a powerful and potent way to give your joints the new life and repairing old tissue. Best part, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. This is an all-natural option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoyed this summer without joint pain. Here's what I want you to do. Contact my good friends at QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation. You have nothing to lose. Saturday appointments available. The number to call is 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Set sail August 16th through the 23rd on the Patriots Alaska Cruise with me, Larry Elder, Mike Gallagher, plus special guests Jennifer Horn and Joe Piscopo. Experience breathtaking glaciers, fjords, and wildlife, all while diving into critical discussions about America's future with today's top political voices. Cabins are going fast. Text TRAVEL to 94878 right now to secure your spot before it's too late. Travel to 94878 right now to secure your spot before it's too late.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. The Real Story with Jeannie Ives continues on AM 560, The Answer.
Welcome back to the second half here of The Real Story with Babette Holder, Raquel, and Stephanie. All right, you guys, that was a quick first part of the show. I mean, we had Latasha, we had Tom, we had them talking about how short I am over here behind the in the hot seat.
Friend.
Good things
And
come in small
Raquel's over there
packages.
fighting with her mic, and but we did close out.
Mike's winning.
I know.
The Mike's winning. We closed out talking about Biden and his recent diagnosis with prostate cancer, and George had brought up a point regarding, them not giving Kamala, passing the baton over to her.
Yeah, this isn't the first indication we've had that Biden is an old guy.
Yeah. Well,
Surprise. Right.
surprise over there. And which actually is a great start and setup, because our next guest on with us tonight, if you haven't realized, the theme is what's happening, who's doing what here in the state of Illinois. It's Carol Davis. And Carol Davis, you will know her with originally West Suburban Patriots, then it was the Illinois Conservative Union. And so I'm happy to have Carol Davis tell us what the next venture in her life is.
Give us some good news. We need some rah-rah, Carol.
Yeah, the band's back together, Carol.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm loving it. You ladies are awesome. And I wish I was there with you. I'm missing the party. But, hey, thanks for having me on. There is so much exciting stuff going on with election integrity, and I'm busting at the seams to tell you about it. So,
well,
first
you say
of all,
integrity in Illinois. Okay, I'm sorry. I got it out of my
Surely
system.
you
Go ahead.
now we have the federal government has our back, folks. Okay. That is the forcing function that we've been missing that is going to make a huge difference here in Illinois, because the Trump administration uses carrots and sticks. They're not afraid to say to Pritzker, oh, you don't want voter ID in Illinois? Okay, fine. No road funds for you, buddy. And that's the way the game's going to be played. So very, very exciting stuff. I wanted to touch quickly on Raquel's comment about the Moms for America Vote by Mail program. And if you can direct people to our site, IEIP.org, that's the Illinois Election Integrity Program, simply IEIP.org, and look for the Claim Your Name, Secure Your Vote tab that has tips for vote by mail. Yes, we have to use vote by mail. We have to beat the left at their own game, because when we do, watch how quickly the left will repeal all vote by mail bills. Right?
Right.
You know what? I have a face. I have a face right now, Carol. I've been Carol. No, because I've had you out years ago. We've went round and round on this one, and by the way, I will be talking. This is a national project. We have some key states that we're going to be doing this in. Illinois is one of them. So I am going to be, and the rest of the team, the rest of our action squad, we're going to be going around the country talking to various leaders. We're going to be talking to various state folks, state government folks, about working with them to, get some vote by mail, get our vote by mail initiative happening. So definitely, we're going to be using you as a resource here for Illinois. So because you are the guru, but you and I,
thank you.
Yeah, you and I have gone round and round on this, because remember, Carol, you're like, no.
So I was going to say,
this is the caveat here.
Right, Republicans are not all in the same agreement on this. I had someone on last night that was saying no. So tell them
listen
why.
Carefully to this caveat, and this is really critical, and this has been my position for years.
I know.
Yes to vote by mail. No to permanent vote by mail. People are being swept onto the permanent vote by mail list, and you know what that does? That means a ballot will automatically come to whatever address you used when you joined the permanent vote by mail list until you die. I mean, even after you die, when you move, it's going to a ballot, not an application, folks. A live ballot will come to that address. One-time vote by mail, yes. Permanent vote by mail, no. Because the rolls are bloated as it is. Do you know how many ineligible voters we estimate are now on Illinois voter rolls? 800,000, ladies. Wow. 10% of our rolls are no good. That's what our lawsuit that we're doing with Judicial Watch now is all about. And of course, that was working its way through the courts. That's a federal law that they have to clean the rolls. Guess who intervened in our lawsuit?
Who?
Mark Elias, the evil left-wing attorney that has been sabotaging Trump every step of the way.
Yes.
And he intervened on behalf of the Illinois AFL-CIO Union and the Illinois Federation of Teachers.
That's terrible.
That's who's fighting us now against cleaning our voter rolls. Please, no permanent vote by mail. One time, it's easy. Just request it for each election. Boom, you're there. Permanent
Raquel's
means
head is
permanent.
shaking. Raquel is shaking like a bobblehead. She's just like...
Listen, the first thing I'm going to say before I'm prefacing what I'm going to say with, Carol, you're my favorite, and I love you, and I can't wait to go through this with you. Walk this walk with you in Illinois. You are going to be invaluable. But at the same time, I am going to respectfully disagree. I have permanent vote by mail. Yes, I do, Carol. I have permanent vote by mail.
Uh-oh.
You know why? Because we can't. The name of the game is getting our folks out to vote. Do you honestly think I'm going to throw this?
They've moved, and some left winger picks up their ballot and votes it for them.
But they could do that anyway. They could fake it and put their address on there and say, "Hey, send me a ballot too." They could do the same thing.
So, really quick, hopefully I'm not the only one thinking this question. So, because you requested a permanent, can you undo that at some point? And you can decide, okay, so it's not permanent. But
all you have to do is contact the clerk's office and say, "I mistakenly signed up for permanent. I want to go to one time each election. I will request it." When you send me the little card. And in DuPage County, folks, they are tricky because you have to go online to order a one-time vote-by-mail ballot. But if you just return the card, you're automatically swept onto the permanent list. So, yes, we can debate this. Go check out the Claim Your Name, Secure Your Vote tab on our website.
It's okay when we all agree.
Carol.
Right.
I'm not debating
it. How to harvest ballots, too. Our site tells you how to harvest ballots, too.
Carol, I am not debating it. I'm just simply, because we just don't have the time here. But I'm not debating it. I'm just saying that the name. I want to win elections.
Yeah, we all do.
Right? So I'm not saying that maybe permanent vote by mail and vote by mail business will go away, and maybe we'll just have one election day again. Maybe that'll happen again, and I'm praying for that. But first, we have to win on their field that they've created. Right. Mm-hmm. They already knew how everything was going to go. We're just catching up. And this whole let's get a mail-in ballot this month or this year and that election, that's not going to work. We can't get them to do it the one time. So if we get it permanent vote by mail, you're on election integrity. See, our goals are different. They're the same, but they're different. Yours is election integrity, and mine is
a million doors. But if they're going to steal it 1 a.m. in the morning by piling, we have 14 days, ladies, after election day to count ballots in Illinois. All they need to see is how many more they need to pile in, and they don't have to be dated. They'll come in willy-nilly in those 14 days. We've seen it.
Hey, Carol.
Our watchers have seen it.
Hey, Carol, we could do the same thing too. And once we start doing the same thing,
I guess I kind of can see what both is saying. In some cases, I probably would love a permanent one. Then I don't have to think about it, especially for me. Because if there's a time limit to get it done, I might blow through that date, so I can kind of see what Raquel, and I can also see what Carol Davis is saying, because at this point in time, we have a family member who had an accident, and they're in a rehab center. Mm-hmm. So her ballot could be going to a house right now that, let's put it this way, someone's not there most of the time.
Okay.
And that kind of worries me a little bit, too. Do you see what I'm saying? And what if this ended up being a permanent situation for the senior? No one's going to sit there and stop at the time and think about this person's ballot that is waving in the breeze over there on those mailboxes.
Carol's going to tell another complication in here, folks.
Okay, give it to us.
Go right ahead.
This has had many postal people arrested that you haven't been hearing about that have been lifting people's ballots. Mm-hmm. Remember, the post office is a public sector union. They are not fans of the right. So I tell you what, though, we could debate this all night, but
yeah,
we have a minute
we're gonna,
to tell you about the colleges.
Oh.
You mentioned the colleges. Could I talk quickly about that? What you're seeing on all of our campuses is called the All-In Campus
I believe I'm going to have to cut you off for 1 minute here, Carol, because we're getting ready to go to break.
Sure.
Okay, we can come back. Okay.
So,
hang on, Carol. Don't move.
It's almost time for AM 560's annual golf outing, presented by Signature Bank. And once again, AM 560 is proud to partner with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation as they support America's first responder and military heroes, including homeless veterans, and to help America never forget 9/11. It's all happening on Wednesday, June 18th at McCrae Memorial Golf Club in Barrington. Enjoy a full day of golf, meals, an awards reception, and a silent auction. Reserve your foursome today at 560theanswer.com/golf.
Summer is all about making great memories. Boy, I love getting out on the boat. I admit that one of my little joys in life is to get on a boat and ride around on Tampa Bay. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. Here's a thought. Try Relief Factor. Let's see if we can get you out of pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made of natural ingredients. The best part of all, Relief Factor never masks the pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's doing what I do, whether it's kayaking on a lake, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in the hammock with a good book, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer and make some amazing memories, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That number again, 1-800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
It's important to have a heating and cooling company you know you can depend on. That company is the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling. They aren't one of those massive companies with newer techs and subcontractors. Oh no, Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling send only their own highly skilled techs. From service to installation and everything in between, the work quality and customer service is the best. For 40 years, the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling has kept homeowners and business customers comfy and warm in the winter and nice and cool in the warmer months. Don't call the big guys, call the best. Call Carrie at 847-545-1700 or visit arlingtonheightsheatingandcooling.net. That's Carrie at 847-545-1700 or online at arlingtonheightsheatingandcooling.net. The original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling, not the biggest, just the best.
Come on with this, people. Move it!
Did you really think you could make that company deliver yourself?
Oh, I cannot handle any more traffic.
You could be getting much more done at your place of business.
I've wasted 45 minutes and now this place is gonna close.
Time is money. Let Quick Delivery Service take on the traffic hassle for you. They'll deliver almost anything, from large pallets of materials to important documents, or both. No forms, no labels, no scanning. Just tell Quick Delivery Service where it's going, they'll pick it up, and get it to your destination quickly. Your cargo delivery is tracked in real time with GPS. Notifications are delivered right to your inbox. Visit QuickDelivery.com. That's QuickDelivery.com. Or you can deliver like this.
Seriously, another train?
Or get your delivery there on time with QuickDelivery.com. Or call 847-534-2244. 847-534-2244.
You're listening to The Real Story with your host, Jeannie Ives.
All righty, welcome back to The Real Story here with Babette, Raquel, and Stephanie. We're over here doing a little takeover. We're joined with Carol Davis. Before we continue the conversation with Carol, I just want to do some real quick house cleaning here. Breakthrough.
Oh, good for you.
I love our producer, George, over there. I do, actually. He's great. But,
but that's all right.
they get me every time. Breakthrough Ideas tomorrow will be having a town hall that's going to be online. You can join it on Facebook live. You can head over to the Breakthrough Ideas Facebook page. And joining Jeannie for this Energy Crisis Town Hall is going to be Steve Gorham. Steve Gorham is the Executive Director of the Climate Science Coalition of America, and he's the author of The Green Breakdown and the Coming Renewable Energy Failures. So do be sure to join us on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, you can catch it on YouTube on the Breakthrough Ideas channel. So we'll continue with Carol, because I think Carol was talking about something about colleges, right?
Yes, I've got to fill you in on what's going on with the colleges. We're seeing it all over the country. Our network has really been on this. And if you go to influencewatch.org and you put in All In Campus Democracy Challenge, you'll find out that they have infiltrated every single college campus, even local community colleges. So that's why you're seeing all this activity on the colleges. And the All In Campus Challenge actually is part of an organization called Civic Nation.
Oh,
and
that's
guess
right.
Who the board chairman of Civic Nation is? Valerie Jarrett. Does that name ring a bell for people?
Oh, yeah.
The former senior advisor to President Barack Obama. And their entire board, you've got Valerie Jarrett, you've got Tina Chen, former chief of staff to Michelle Obama. You've got Sam Brown, former director of the White House Business Council. You've got Cecilia Munoz, former director of Domestic Policy Council. These are all in the Obama
There's just a little party over there, all from the Obama administration. This is insane.
So that's why you're seeing that activity on the colleges. It's very well funded to the tune of millions and millions of dollars. We need our county GOP organizations to be on those campuses, folks. So get off your chairs and get in those campuses. You've got lots of young people now that are leaning our direction.
Right.
Scoop them up, folks.
Wait, Carol, are you working with Desi Anderson? Because I know that's one of her. She ran for state rep, and that was one of the issues that happened with her. And
I heard.
Yeah. So that's something.
But I haven't talked directly with her.
Okay.
I am happy to work with anyone to help them on this, because as you know, this is not just me working locally here in Illinois. I'm connected with some of the top election attorneys in the nation through our Election Integrity Network, and we work directly with the Trump administration. So, in fact, good news, ladies. Here's some good news for you.
We need it.
Yeah, we do.
We are working hard to codify President Trump's election integrity executive order. Now, if some people haven't heard about that, it was issued on March 25th of this year. It can be found on the whitehouse.gov website. He did a sweeping election integrity executive order that is mandating that clerks will be verifying citizenship, and everything we would want in election integrity is in that order. Now the trick is we have to get Congress to codify that into law. And we've succeeded with what's called the SAVE Act in one aspect, which is, do we want non-citizens voting in our elections? No way. So the SAVE Act is called Safeguarding American Voter Eligibility. I was in the House in the gallery when that bill was debated and passed on April 10th, and Speaker Johnson was kind enough to escort us up to his office and let us see the Speaker's balcony and the view of D.C. from there. It was a very celebratory event to get that bill passed, but now we need to get it through the Senate. So people need to realize that Trump, God bless him, he's working so hard issuing all these executive orders. They are like vapor. They can quickly disappear as soon as he leaves office if the next president decides. So we must push our elected officials to codify everything in his EOs into law. So we're actively working on that, but we're not sitting on the sidelines waiting for the Senate. We're working with the administration, and the Department of Homeland Security is quickly working. Those guys are amazing. They're working to make the databases on non-citizens more easily available and accessible to local county clerks and election authorities so that they can verify citizenship. When someone registers, the law says they're not supposed to register non-citizens. Now it's been complicated before this, but now it's going to get a lot easier. So I hope that lifts everybody's spirits a little bit.
Oh, it does. But the thing is, Carol, we're in Illinois.
Yeah.
and you know, people have to do their part here. And I know you've been doing a lot of heavy lifting. You, Cleta, and you know, several other folks out there, CJ and so forth, you know, different names. What do we need to do to help you guys with some of this heavy lifting?
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a little sneak preview here, because what's been missing in Illinois is a state organization that can act as a forcing function like Judicial Watch acts on the national level. They get in there and they sue people and they get things moving. Well, stay tuned, folks, because we are working on a project. I can't talk too much about it yet, but we're going to implement a forcing function similar to that here in Illinois. So that's going to happen in the next few months. Babette is kind of on the inside on this. So
that's why I'm over here biting my lip.
Okay, on the commercial break, we're going to press her.
If you're trying to get
you heard Stephanie threaten me, right, Carol?
Right. Oh, you will tell us, but go ahead.
But it's exciting. Do go on.
We're just not sitting around, folks. But you know us, we kind of fly under the radar, because the minute the left thinks we're making progress, they run down to Springfield and pass laws to sabotage us. But this is going to be very public. So, because you know what, we need to put, you know, some fear in these county clerks who are not doing their job and following the law. Federal law takes precedence over state law, folks. If a local county clerk is dragged into federal court and sued, that's going to open a few of their eyes. And that will send a chill in all these county clerks across the state who are not following the law. So, you know, prayers, you know, support and, you know, more information to come in just the next couple of months, because we have the federal government has our back now, which we never had before, right?
Right.
Or at least in the last 4 years. And so the key is to sue these people in federal court under federal law, because our state, of course, has very bad election laws.
I hear you. And as far as with the clerks and you know, getting them as a committeeman, and I think we're all committeemen in here, I believe.
No, I'm not officially. I mean, I help out and I'll do.
Well, Stephanie's helped out, and she's walked some areas and stuff. And one thing we do know, one of the key roles is making sure that you help clean that voter data, you know, base and so forth.
Your next guest, Jeff, I attended one of your Milton, and he was all about that. If you're not active, we need people. Just because you're signed up, that's not enough. You need to actually be walking your precincts, attending meetings, and you know, we have 10,000 Republican PC positions. Only about half are filled, and of that number, not everybody's active doing what they should be doing.
That's true. And that would really help out, you know, everyone who's working throughout the state. And Carol, it's going to be really busy in the future, and with the Moms for America program. And I know Raquel already, through Carol, she voluntold her. They'll be working with her. It wasn't volunteered. She was voluntold. And Carol is the guru as we look at her on this.
She's a dynamo. I don't know how you keep up your energy level. Just keep it coming. We need people like you. You and Jan are a 1-2 punch, and just keep it coming.
Well, Carol, I want to thank you so much for joining us today on The Real Story with Jeannie Ives. We're running short on time here. We could talk all night. So thank you. We'll be back.
Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
I think that they are smart.
Topical.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Well, they cover everything in depth.
I learn things.
They just seem like pretty cool people.
They do incredible interviews.
The morning show is just good. News and information.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer.
In the morning time makes me think about different things going on in the world.
The honesty is what I like the most.
Puts it in perspective.
Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Brigatti. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer that doctors say has spread to his bones. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
The president and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physicians. Now, of course, Biden, being the former president, will be afforded some of the best care in the country, but he is 82 years old, so there are understandably concerns about how his treatment may go.
A statement says the former president and his family are exploring treatment options. Israel's military is launching a new attack in both the north and south of Gaza as both Israel and Hamas negotiate a ceasefire.
Nearly 600 days into the war, efforts for a diplomatic solution that would see an end to the conflict and the remaining hostages released have failed. Negotiating teams remain in Doha, Qatar, and Israel's prime minister said today that all options are being exhausted to reach an agreement.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. America's listening to Fox News.
It's Reveille. Chicagoland is excited. We have the Pope. Images of a Portillo's sign at the Vatican, comments that Trump's tariffs work as we now have a Made in America Pope, and the White Sox claiming they have a superfan are all entertaining the country. Pundits, writers, and Catholic lay people are poring over his spoken and written words and speculating on his choice of Leo for his pontifical name. Many say he will model his leadership off of Pope Leo XIII, whose encyclical, Rerum Novarum, addressed economic and social issues. That encyclical defends private property rights, rejects socialism, and advocates for the rights and dignity of workers. It also addresses the role of the church in promoting social justice. With Pope Leo XIV's roots in America, a capitalist economic system, how he looks at alleviating poverty and pursuing social justice will be interesting. Perhaps a study of the 50-year transformation of his hometown, Dalton, Illinois, from a faith-filled, prosperous, civic-minded town to a town deeply scarred with blight is worthy of study. When the Pope grew up there, he attended a thriving Catholic school and parish. Poverty was only 3.4%, and the town was one of the fastest growing in the area. Today, Dalton has an unemployment rate of 8.8%, double the national average, a poverty rate of over 20%, and at the local public high school, only 8% of the students are proficient in reading and only 1% proficient in math. Both the Pope's grade school and parish are now shuttered. Businesses have fled, crime is up, and previously well-kept homes are struggling under the burden of the highest property taxes in the nation. The question is, what happened to Dalton? And how do social justice warriors, the pontiff included, restore it to the decent place that formed the faith of the first American Pope? I'm Jeannie Ives. Check out The Real Story with me on Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and sign up for my newsletter at breakthrough-ideas.com.
Our local hospitals are the heartbeat of our communities, delivering critical care every hour of every day for everyone, training the next generation of caregivers. Beyond the walls, their benefit to the community is everywhere, driving the local economy and supporting local organizations, initiatives, and neighbors. Illinois Hospitals, healing communities. Learn more at team-iha.org. Sponsored by the Illinois Health and Hospital Association. Aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is a special alert during this window replacement season. Don't get tricked by the cheapest offers and gimmicky ads. Now's the time to see and feel the difference of high-performance windows from Valdecas.
When it's time to consider new windows, siding, and doors for your home, you need to look no further. Sebastian Gorka here to tell you about Valdecas. Valdecas has been the trusted name chosen by thousands of homeowners, and they should be your number one choice too. But what's really behind the name Valdecas? Over 25 years of a team dedicated to providing you with the best customer service experience and products that truly bring value to your home. They are a Pella Platinum Elite Status certified contractor for a reason. They have an A+ rating with the BBB, as well as high ratings and positive reviews on both Google and Houzz. Schedule your free in-house consultation at valdecas.com.
Ask about their exclusive manufacturer warranties and their 10-year workmanship guarantee.
Don't wait. Book today at valdecas.com. For the best in class, it's Valdecas.
Salem News Channel is America's fastest growing conservative TV network.
It's an absolute crazy day.
Home to the largest lineup of free speech champions anywhere. Delivering in-depth insight and unapologetic opinion on today's biggest news stories.
Americans aren't going to put up with this anymore.
SNC brings you the news that matters, told with integrity and clarity. Watch Salem News Channel free 24/7 on your television. Stream now on Pluto TV.
We now return to The Real Story Here's your host, Jeannie Ives.
All right. Normally, when you hear this song, Jeannie's joined with the Edgar County Watchdogs, John Kraft and Kirk Allen. Two of my favorites. They're like a fan favorite we find on our podcasts and social media. But we're going to go on. That was Carol Davis, by the way, in the last segment. And I think she said the website is IEIP.org. That's where you can claim your name, secure your vote on IEIP.org. So, all right, you guys. So just this past week, Breakthrough Ideas, me, Jeannie, and Larissa, we went down to Kankakee. We went to their county courthouse to hear, I think this is preliminary, don't quote me on that, the hearings for the concerned citizens of Manteno, Illinois versus Goshen, Inc. Goshen is a CCP-affiliated company that's our governor, y'all's governor.
And you're not claiming them? Okay. I don't want them. You can have them.
Well, they gave them $500 million of taxpayer money, $125,000 up front, by the way.
Wow.
Didn't have to prove.
Super my portion, please.
Right.
I'm withholding my portion.
Right. That's right.
And so, the concerned citizens of Manteno, got wind of this, and they're in the battle, and their attorney is Robbie Doobie with Eklund and Bland, and they had this hearing this week, and it was a lot of big victories, I would have to say, for the Manteno concerned citizens. So.
And one of them's watching on Facebook Live, Amanda Piker. I met her when I first found out about it, and she's just this mom that just got, motivated to get involved and say, no, you're not going to do that, because it's a electric battery company. Is that
right?
Am I saying that right?
The manufacturer of the electric batteries and so forth. That I think Rivian was going to be using, for Rivian, and maybe for other things. And I love Amanda. She is such a firecracker, and quite frankly, I've met quite a few of them down there. They are all wonderful, by the way. These are your everyday, average citizens just out there fighting,
just saying no,
protect their community. And, in this, it was very interesting in this hearing, by the way, because Amanda was the one, she's become quite the FOIA expert, who actually had FOIA'd and was looking through one of them and found out about this secret closed backdoor deal and all this other stuff going on. So this is what you guys can do. You can do this, every day. We have people who want to stand up. They want to fight back. They know the dangers. And by the way, these companies seem to have a knack for wanting to build their plants or take over a property that's not that far from some of our military.
Right, and Chinese shouldn't be buying farmland. They shouldn't be building anywhere near military bases. And how convenient, as they would say.
Oh, we didn't know that
is there
was
a military
so
base over there?
Oh my goodness!
What
a coincidence!
Right. It's insane. It's insanity. So. Good job. And by the way, you need to support them. They have raised, I think, a little over $10,000 on their own.
Way to go. What people coming together, and I said this yesterday, is God doesn't ask you about your abilities. He just asks you, are you available? Those people probably thought, I'm just a housewife, I'm just a mom, or I just whatever, and look what they can do, and they come together and just stand up to the big dogs and say no.
I just want to make a comment on the flip side. This is so important to our national security. I'm glad that they were able to come together and raise $10,000 on their own. But doggone it, if some schmo wanted to do something on the other side,
they would have already had
big money,
a groundbreaking, $1 million
with pre-printed signs.
You said it, Raquel. I think that they have a warehouse somewhere, and what's the issue today?
Right,
and you go and you get your T-shirts, you get your signs, they're ready to go.
The printers are on call. They got the silk screens there.
And we're running around because we have lives and jobs, and we're ragtag volunteers, and they're a well-oiled, well-funded machine ready to go at the drop of a hat. And We've got to get our act together.
Yeah, we do.
I'll tell you what. They really need the help. You want to keep this going. They have legal fees to pay. So if you go to Breakthrough Ideas on Facebook tomorrow, I'll make sure that I have a link up on how you can support the concerned citizens of Manteno. And as a matter of fact, I know they have some really fun fundraising events, actually. If you want to go out there and meet them, they're having a bunco coming up in June.
Oh, really?
I love bunco.
I'll just donate. I don't want to go to Manteno to play bunco.
Oh, what? Bunco is fun. I just recently played.
I think me and
with the women's
Stephanie
club.
might be
You move around tables and you get to talk to people. And Kankakee is a really cool place to visit.
It really is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Manteno's just absolutely pretty.
Amanda, I'm gonna send my check with Babette and Stephanie.
But Manteno was a football rivalry for me, so I'm like, purple and white.
Oh, they were.
So that's
Okay.
that was in our right. Yeah, at one point later with my last son, they were added to our district. So, but it's all good fun. I don't have any football players right now, so we can all be friendly.
Well, Stephanie, if you really want to grr at something, I'm bringing it up real quick here. I just want to bring up about the latest tax push and $2.7 billion in sales tax on haircuts, Netflix, Uber, and other services such as lawn
haircuts.
care.
Brandon Johnson's in trouble. No, what about makeup? No, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Right, he spent $35,000 whatever on makeup and haircut.
What?
Yep. All right, you're listening to The Real Story on AM 560, The Answer, and we will be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
What was he using?
You never want to miss one of life's most important moments. A graduation, a birthday, a first communion, a wedding. When these moments happen, you want to make sure to capture them so that you and your loved ones can remember them for years to come. For over 30 years, families have relied on Tom Kaloran Photography to capture important life moments. This locally owned family business can provide the solutions you need for your important event photography, from weddings and birthdays to class reunions and golf outings. No matter the size or scope, Tom Kaloran Photography will make sure you have lasting memories to share for years to come. Tom Kaloran Photography is also the official photographer for AM 560 The Answer. To learn more and to see their portfolio, just visit KaloranPhotography.com. That's KILLORAN photography.com or call them at 708-361-0025. Tom Kaloran Photography, capturing important life moments for over 30 years.
Perhaps you're a collector, or perhaps all of a sudden you have a collection. Maybe it's an inheritance. How do you know what it's worth? This is Sean Thompson for Donley Auction. The market for antiques and collectibles is changing all the time. What is your collection worth right now? Well, I've got an easy way to find out. It's simple. You contact Donley Auctions with their worldwide audience of live and in-person auctions. They have a good idea of how to tell you exactly what it's worth at exactly right now. They're ready to put top dollar in your pocket. The bigger the collection, the better. Go to DonleyAuctions.com and get the info on all things that they buy and sell to have an idea of exactly what Donley does and how much they need your collection. They have so many buyers, it's a great time to sell. Just simply make a phone call. Donley has traveled all over the country to pick up collections. Just call and talk to the people at Donley Auctions at 815-923-7000. Donley Auctions is your trusted partner in turning your collections into cash. DonleyAuctions.com.
Hi, I'm Ken Mariotti, owner of Woodland Windows and Doors, a third-generation family-owned business since 1969. We know you're bombarded by choices when shopping for new windows or doors, so we're inviting you to experience the Woodland difference. For decades, we have been transforming living spaces with Marvin Windows, a fifth-generation family business. Marvin replacement windows have been known to increase the warmth of your cold rooms by 10 degrees. Think about that, 10 degrees warmer. When you welcome Woodland into your home, you will get a product expert to transform your living spaces, full-time, dedicated professional installers that you can trust in your home, along with the best products like Marvin. These are the reasons we're proud of our 5-star reviews and family legacy. No gimmicks, no pressure, and upfront pricing are why Woodland Windows and Doors is your trusted window and door expert in Chicagoland. Visit woodlandwindows.com to book your free in-home expert consultation. That's woodlandwindows.com or stop by our showroom at the corner of Lake and Geary in Roselle.
Maha starts with Virago, making America healthy again. With the worst flu season in years, you need an immune system boost. The stronger your immune system, the stronger your body fights and defends against... and... So get Virago. Virago Immune Enhancement Support is a unique blend of 23 nutraceuticals, ingredients that have been available as individual nutraceuticals, but now working in synergy to maximize their effects. Recommended by medical physicians, dentists, and other healthcare professionals, Virago is the nutraceutical cocktail for immune support. Developed to strengthen your immune system for quick response to immune challenges, for short and long-term immunity, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It even protects your heart, kidneys, liver, all in a unique liquid supplement for better absorption. Order online at myvirago.com. That's myvirago.com. myvirago.com. Use coupon code IMMUNE to save 30%. Quality ingredients for optimum health. Maha. Making America healthy again starts with Virago.
You're listening to The Real Story with your host, Jeannie Ives.
Well, welcome back to The Real Story. Boy, this has went so fast.
Yeah, they're missing the real conversation. My friend is texting me, are you on the air? Did you vote for Jamal on Idol? Nobody tell me until I get home. Idol's really good. It's good again. So, yeah, that's the important issues, you know. We should have the mic on during the commercial break. It's quite funny.
It is. It
No,
is.
we definitely should not.
George
I guess
says
not.
no.
But I guess we should get Jeff on the air right now because we'll continue that conversation we had on break. They don't want to hear that. How you doing, Jeff? This is Jeff Castle. Jeff Castle is Milton Township Republican chairman. He is also part of the team for the DuPage County Republicans, and it is my pleasure to bring my chairman on The Real Story.
Hello, my friends. How are you?
We are awesome. And I have to interject, he also won the Boss Dog basket at the Red Gala. How was my cake? Just lie if it wasn't good. How was it, Jeff?
I'm going to tell you, I need you to bake me another one of those.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Jeff.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We shouldn't have let Stephanie come in until she
yeah, she was looking for baked goods. Well, the check's in the mail, Jeff. Thanks for saying that. You said it just like I told you to say it. No, very good. I love your township meetings, how you guys run it out there. You meet the best people. Jeannie's there, Babette's there. That's a good reason to come. But also how you just run a well-oiled machine and just talking about what we need to do and boots on the ground. And you guys are about cleaning those roads. If you're a PC and you don't show up, you like cut them.
There's a volunteer organization. I appreciate everybody who steps up to help. But we need people who are going to be boots on the ground and get the job done. And I think I like to create an atmosphere where everybody's my pal there, and everybody wants to help their buddy out, and I am all of their buddies. So.
Very good.
And it's true, because if for something comes up or for some reason you can't complete it, you can't start it, or maybe you can't even just get to your precinct that election cycle or in between time, Jeff will step in, or he gets a bunch of other volunteers, or he'll ask, can you help out here? Can you do that? I mean, he does not stop. This man is non-stop. But, Jeff, in DuPage County and, in the area and what you can see, what is the greatest need right now? Is it election judges? Is it committeemen? Is it poll watcher? Is it all of it?
You mean Blue Page County? I'm sorry.
Well, it is all of it. It is all of it, but I don't think that's a fair answer. I mean, I think that our greatest need right now is to communicate to our Republican base that it's time to embrace vote by mail in a big way. We absolutely have to start making that a part of our culture.
Right.
Raquel feels vindicated. She's
feeling,
like, yes.
Vindicated, validated.
Right.
Hands in the air, Jeff. You just made her
Carol
day.
might be somewhere stroking out, but hey, we love you, Carol.
Here's the thing with it, though. Making vote by mail a part of our culture is going to also come with it the need for us to gain control of the clerk's office at the county so that we can trust the vote by mail process.
Right.
And our clerk is kind of MIA there in DuPage. It's like, what's going on? When Carol was talking about federal laws calling them out, it's like, oh, if she gets charged, we can actually see her. We can see her in public. She's kind of, very back in the cut, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And you know what? You guys were talking earlier, and I couldn't help but to think while you were talking, they do things without shame, the other side sometimes. Like, I don't know. Right. I don't know if a lawsuit or I don't know what it is that can actually stymie some of their ambitious goals. I don't know what it would take to do that. And I just, when you were talking about the clerk coming out, I'm like, there's nothing that's going to shame her to come out and actually be a part of the process and do some of the right things and, speak about election integrity and follow those things. I don't know what it would take. And even earlier when we were talking to Latasha, I don't know what it would take. I don't think that they felt ashamed in any way that the schools are performing badly. They put that law out there knowing that little Johnny can't read after graduating 8 years of grade school.
Right.
They did that even with that. There's nothing. I don't know what shames some of the folks in Springfield or anywhere else on the side sometimes. I'm just saying. I'm not saying all. Maybe they're, I'm sure like on
you're gonna give some of them some grace that maybe not all of them.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. So I don't know, Jeff. Look, what do you think? What is going to get the other side to give us some, a little bit of trust in the process?
Right. So the one thing that I've noticed the difference between the Republican and the Democrat Party is we've always, as the Republican Party, have the better qualified candidates. If this were a job search,
right,
we were a corporation and we were hiring right now, our Republican candidates would be the lead candidate for that position every single time. The Democrats choose to go for the wokest person or the person who would toe the party line the best.
Right.
That is so true.
Yep.
And
Jasmine Crockett.
So,
you mean Jasmine Ratchet?
Real shame.
Right.
It's a real shame because we all want well-run government, and that's something that the Democrats should want as well, right? But it seems that that's lost on them all the time. They've got the person who's the best activist that gets elected, and they've got absolutely zero qualifications for holding the position that they hold.
Right.
Yeah, but as long as they check off some of the woke boxes, that's all they care about. I mean, look at AOC, and it's just unbelievable that some of these people that they're saying are, they're polling well that they could be president. Is AOC right now is the top person getting the most
well funded too.
Because they're not really well led either in leadership. Jeff, it was really disturbing the last election cycle. I mean, you're my chairman. You had to hear Babette and her rants and her, dramatics, and it was really upsetting.
April
I mean, and Jeff was on that ballot as well himself. What can we do to get these voters out?
So to answer your question adequately, Raquel, though, is that we need to impress upon the voters of really all of Chicagoland and all of Illinois that you really have to start looking at these people on an individual basis and considering their qualifications. That is going to be the most important message we can put forward. They will see it if these people just take a moment to read the information we put out there or to watch a couple of videos that get put out there about these individuals. They will understand what we're talking about,
Yeah, we have the best platform, but unfortunately it's the best kept secret, and we just have to communicate just better because they can tell a lie better than we can tell the truth, and we know that, so let's just get out there and share our platform with everyone.
I have to say, looking from this side of things sometimes out, because sometimes when you're in it, you don't get a chance to see.
Right. We're in a bubble. Yeah.
Right. And I didn't run or anything like that. I didn't have anything to do with the last election. I did some helping and I did some contributing, but I wasn't running. And this is what I saw. I saw a lot of our candidates. You're right, Jeff. We have great candidates, but nobody knew anything. Nobody knew. They spent so much money. They put mailers out. They knocked doors. They had their signs.
They put so much energy.
They put so much energy, and still voters did not know anything about them. Didn't know any. I don't know. We don't have a gajillion dollars to amplify the voices of our candidates.
Yeah, because they ran streaming ads.
And they can run
you had
ads.
people running
Right,
streaming ads for DuPage County Forest Preserve.
Yeah, you can't go on YouTube without, and then boom, you're blasted with an ad for them because they have deeper pockets and they can do that.
Yet I heard voters say, "Oh, I didn't even know so and so was running." I don't even know this guy. They came to your door.
Several times,
Yeah.
right? We're David and Goliath when it comes to resources and campaign, and we just have to go after them.
We're gonna keep figuring it out.
And we need a game plan on how to defeat them at what they do best, and we know who they are, so we shouldn't be surprised when they do it.
And you can't really use the last election as sort of the example because it's always historically such a low turnout election. And that's really actually very unfortunate because you're voting on almost your entire property tax bill. The people who decide what the taxes are levied for your property tax bill, that's on that last ballot. It's not on the ballot with Donald Trump in the 2024 election. It's on the odd year election ballot.
Exactly. And I think we were talking about PCs and how we're lacking people. But a lot of people, again, just don't know how do I get involved. Just go to your local township. Just Google wherever you are. And some people are like, what's my township? They may not even know that.
For sure. Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
And that's okay. But it's not too late to get involved and just go. And I'm not saying go to your meeting and volunteer for everything. Just go to your meeting to meet other people. Take the climate of your meeting and see what's going on there. And then, get involved. It's time right now. We have enough time between next November to get people educated, to get people fired up, and get them feel like we're just not going to give this state to the Democrats. We're not going to give it up to the crazies. We're going to work hard to save the great state of Illinois.
We are going to work. We are going to work hard.
I'm a big talented task person, and so we've got a lot of very talented Republicans, as I've already said. Everybody has their own little thing they're good at, and so as a precinct committeeman, or even just a volunteer who doesn't want to really take on the full commitment of being a precinct committeeman.
Right.
If you're good at something, we'll put you to work. There's something for you to do. You don't have to have that title of committeeman. This is really a big tent party kind of situation here. Anybody who wants to get involved at any level, we need people, to walk precincts, and we also need people to lick envelopes. I mean, we need anything. People just to
make phone
visit
calls,
our headquarters and make phone calls and wait for people to come in and get yard signs. So there's every level of participation here available. It's just whether you want to step up and do it. And I would really appreciate it if a lot of our Republicans got more involved.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's voter apathy. They just feel like, what's the point? And that's unfortunate. If you live here, you got to fight.
And I'm also going to add this little point, too, because, I live in the area that touches Aurora, that includes Aurora. And to see that our governor got involved in the race in this last election and absolutely we've seen it before. We saw it in the gubernatorial race from before, where he just said so many untruths about the candidate running out there. So they have the money, they have the ability to amplify their voices or whatever. We have to start laying groundwork for who our candidates are so other folks won't define them. We have to do that before the election because we don't have the money to fight it once it starts happening.
Knock every door several times. And so by the time those grainy ads are run, the person will say, well, they've been to my door twice. They don't have two heads, whatever. So that's one way. And it's just so physical, boots on the ground, whatever technology that we can use to get the message out. But we have to use everything that we have. And again, we know we don't have a lot, but that's okay.
All right. And like Jeff said, that's where these volunteers come in. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us here on The Real Story tonight.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you so much. This was awesome. I tell you, time really flies when you're having fun, especially with two big mouths like you. No, I'm totally kidding. Thank you, Jeannie, for giving us a chance. And we promise we didn't break anything. And people that miss Jeannie, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., she will be on with Dan. It's always great to hear those two go back and forth. And thank you, ladies, for inviting me to be on with you.
All right, man. Good times.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
We always use M13. They can print anything.
They design and price match. M13 does amazing work.
M13 Graphics has helped make our brand stand out. They're definitely the best for less.
Before M13, amateur. With M13, we look awesome.
M13 Graphics, Chicago's leader in full-color design and printing. Set your business up for success with exceptional print products. Turned around in just 24 to 48 hours. Business cards, postcards, posters, banners, brochures, apparel, you name it. M13 will design and print print nearly anything for your business. They have the right people in place and a reputation that keeps customers happy and coming back for more. They're a Chicago company that embodies the idea of business integrity. They live it every day. After all, in this country, you're free to do business with who you choose. Respect that freedom. Choose the best. For speedy turnaround, excellent service, and the best pricing in Chicagoland, choose M13 Graphics for all your design and printing. Online at M13.com. Visit M13.com or call now, toll free, 877-M13-1913. That's 877-M13-1913.
News, opinion.